Good morning, beautiful people. As you can see, I am not away. Gladys has another problem. So when you turn her off after she's been running, it smells really strongly of diesel, like really strong. So it's rather worrying. I've rung my lovely mechanic in Granton and he's told me to pop it down tomorrow for him to have a little look. Might not be able to get it in tomorrow, but he's going to give him an idea as to what's wrong with it and when he can get it in and when he can get it fixed. So I didn't want to go away because it's a worry. It's not leaking. I've had a look underneath. I can't see any diesel leaking on the floor, and I can't, it's not obviously not big enough to trigger the diesel gauge because it's exactly the same, so I don't know what's gone on. I did a bit of googling and then that worries you even more, so you should never do that. So I'll just wait for the mechanic to tell me what is actually wrong and hopefully he can get it fixed, and hopefully it doesn't cost too much money because that's all I seem to be doing lately, trying to save up for a bigger van, and all I seem to do is throw money at Gladys. So today I'm going on a little walk over at Balata. I think me and Brian are going to go because the weather's not too bad. It's going to be dry, I think, for the most of the day. Excuse me. I've took everybody's advice into consideration and I'm not letting Daisy go just yet. So I've put her ashes just there next to her photo with her little doggy tag, and she can stay looking out the window until I am ready to let her go, if I ever am. Thank you all for your kind words. It's been really nice to read them all. So I'm going to make myself some sandwiches and pack a little bag and go for a little walk in Balata, I think. We made it to Balata, but only because we were in Brian's van. I don't think my van would make it over that road. It's really steep and really tight. So there's a little walk we're going to do here. I'm going to see if we can find our way to it now. First impression of Balata is it's very posh. The houses are stunning. We're headed off on a little 6.5 mile walk, but look at that, where you can stay at in Balata. It's actually a B&B. You can stay in an old church. I bet that's actually a really cool place to stop. It's really sunny. I didn't bring my sunglasses because it's really dull in Glenmore today. Didn't expect it to be sunny over here. This is what we're doing, the 7 Bridges walk. And you can take in part of an old stone fort called Knock Castle, I think. It's about 6.5 miles. With ghostly goings on and ancient clan rivalry resulting in abandoned haunted castles, there is a darker side to the beautiful and quaint Victorian village of Balata. We parked in a little car park just not far from school, which is a free car park, but you're not going to get anything much bigger than Brian and Brian's vans in there. It's very small, so not really for motorhomes. And now we're carrying on this path through this beautiful oak wood. We're basically following a path which is an abandoned railway which was planned and stopped by Queen Victoria because she didn't want it running so close to Balmoral. So it starts where the little bridge is, where we turned off to go past the B&B, and runs all the way up here. And it was all planned out, ready to be sorted, and then she put in a stop to it, and that was it. It wasn't allowed to happen. This down here is the River Dee, which looks absolutely beautiful. Once again, we've been really lucky with the weather, because as soon as we come through the middle of the cairngorms over to the other side, it's stunning. It's so warm. I'm actually overdressed for the weather. I'm roasted. Brought some water with me though, so I should be okay. And Jora's got the river running next to us, so she can go and keep cool. In Balata, there was a family of MacDonalds who were travellers, and they lived in a beautiful gypsy caravan called the Evening Star. They were a small but close family, consisting of a husband, wife and young son. The son, although young, was already earning money as a hunter and a trader. One night he had been out hunting all day and was weary from his work. He was a good way from home when he happened upon a large coach coming along the road drawn by 6 white horses. He waved to the coach hoping for a lift, and to his delight it slowed and stopped. The coachman was tall and thin, wearing very dark clothes. He had a deep voice in which he told the boy that he had to collect some people along the way, but he was welcome to ride on the outside of the coach if he wished. The boy gratefully accepted and continued upon the journey. Along the road, the coach made several stops and collected passengers. The boy, being a friendly sort, greeted them good evening, but got nothing in return other than a glassy-eyed stare. After a time, the coach stopped at a house, and the coachman said they would have to wait a little while. The young boy was now starting to feel the cold of the evening and decided to sit inside the coach. Sitting amongst the glassy-eyed, silent passengers, the boy felt very fearful, so he left the coach and decided to take shelter under the eaves of the house. Whilst he was there, he peeked through the window. He could see a man laid on a bed, and a woman and a minister stood by his side. The boy heard the minister say that the man had died. To the boy's horror, he watched the coachman enter the room, and with a wave of his hand, the dead man got up off the bed and walked out to the coach. The boy now understood. He was travelling with the Reaper, Death himself. After starting back along the road, Death told the boy his next stop was Balata. Feeling terror he had never felt before, the boy asked the coachman could he get off the coach and walk the rest of the way to the town himself. The coach stopped, and the boy climbed down. Before taking his leave, he asked the coachman where in Balata was he headed. The deep voice of Death replied, "The evening star." With fear in his heart, the boy ran faster than he ever had before, headed for his home, the evening star, and his mother and father who dwelled within. With his strength rapidly failing, he finally came upon sight of his home, only to find in its place a blazing inferno. With tears streaming down his face, he fell to his knees, thinking that he was now an orphan and his mother and father were dead. Looking up, he saw two figures running towards him. Realising they were his parents, he was so grateful he got up and hugged them. Why Death said he was headed for the evening star, nobody knew. This is the Polic Bridge over the Polic River, built in 1892. How mad is that? It still looks brand new. Presented to the public by Alexander Gordon Southwood in 1892. It's moving! It's actually swaying about.
No, it's getting worse as we're in the middle.
Are you scared?
No. Are you scared?
No. Time for a little sit down. I brought some wraps. Jora's got a pork pie coming. You having a pork pie? Yum. 45 with some food and some water. I'm going to carry on the walk. You can do a little detour to go off and see an old ruin, which I think we're going to go and do. And hopefully the weather stays like this because it's absolutely beautiful. Finally, our walk took us to the ruins of the 16th century Knock Castle. The castle has a tragic history. The Gordon clan who lived here had a feud with the neighbouring clan, the Forbes. The feud came to a grisly end when the 7 sons of the Laird of Knock Castle were found upon Forbes land stealing peat. The Forbes clan slaughtered all 7 of the Laird's sons and mounted their heads upon their peat spades. Upon learning of the cruel slaughter of his sons, the Laird of Knock Castle collapsed, fell down the staircase, broke his neck and died. It is said the sections of the staircase you can still see are haunted by the Laird, and you can still hear the wails of his grief. Brian's just gone into the court to get me a cold drink because Jory drank all my water. She still won't stop. You're not stopping, no. You're like a Duracell bunny. I just sat across the road from the church. We finished the walk and then we're going to head back. It's about 1.5 hours through the middle of the Cairngorm, so it takes a while. It's very windy, but we've stopped to have a look at these stones. It says, take a moment to behold as still skies or storms unfold. Warm your soul before you go. In sun, rain, sleet or snow. The stones are called the Watchers apparently. And then you've got these little seats so you can sit in out of the wind and the rain. Look. I am knackered. That was a nice walk. It's beautiful over at Balata, but I couldn't be bothered, so I've got chips on the way back. I'm gonna eat my tea, have a shower and settle in for the night. I'll pick it back up in the morning. Good morning. D-Day for Gladys. We're off to the garage, so we'll see what he says. Fingers crossed it's something very simple and very cheap. Absolute angel of a mechanic. He's fixed it. It was 3 little diesel pipes that have all deteriorated, basically little flexi rubber pipes. So he's replaced all of them for me there and then. Bless him, cost me 30 quid, winner. I also think that the starting problem that I did have, I said it was fueling and I'm thinking it's something to do with that. It's either not getting enough diesel through or it was probably wetting the glow plug too much maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I'm thinking that the starting problem was something to do with these little pipes. So fingers crossed, she's all good to go. The only other thing I've now got to try and fix myself is I've got one of them fast blinky things on my indicators. You know when it goes too fast it means your bulb's going. I think I've got a bulb, just need to figure out how to get the lens off and get it in. So we'll see how that goes. I'm back home. So I was going to go and do a whiskey distillery today, but by the time I've been at the garage and waited around for him to, because I didn't expect him to fix it there and then, I expected him to have a look and then book me in. So I expected to be back earlier to go on a distillery tour. Luckily I didn't book it. So it's running out of time today because we've got to go over to Glenfarclas. So that's the one I was planning on going to. So I have to leave that for another day. So I found a little walk in my little book, wherever it is. It's over there, my Avimore Walks book, over near Castleboy. It's only 3.5k. So me and Brian are going to go over in Gladys and go and do that. Because it looks like the weather's going to be fairly okay this afternoon. And then I could just spend the rest of the evening chilling out and get ready to go to work for a mental weekend because the kids break up here on the 30th, so we've got a lot of people coming on site this weekend. Some of the Scottish kids, not all of them. So yeah, we've got a really busy weekend coming up. I'm not looking forward to it. So I'll take you with me on the little walk near Castleroy. I think it's 3.5k in total, so it should take us about 1.5 hours, not too long. We've brought Gladys, because Brian's giving his van a rest after yesterday. We're at Balno Wood car park, and apparently the walk starts from the opposite side of the road to this car park, so we're going to see if we can find it. The little pink post depicts basically Castleroy, but underneath it there is a blue picture with a capercaillie on it. I hope we don't come across another one because I do not want to get attacked again.
I can run faster than you.
Look out, here she comes, the woman that I love. It's too bad she'll never know. Yeah, I can't tell her how I feel, because she has someone who makes her happy. I'm a ghost in these walls, or at least I try to be. 'Cause I hope that I'm not showing how I feel for her, but she won't feel the same for me. I've got this picture in my mind, it's just the two of us.
We've got to go over here. It's a bit of a way up, isn't it? And then figure out, oh, there's another post over there. We're going over the road. This is the bridge that's saying it's dangerous, and it says cross it at your own risk. Brian's volunteered to go first.
There's me bit over it.
We'll just do one at a time. Okay, my turn now. Basically, it's stable, it's just the posts are missing. Yeah, and then you've got some slats missing here. But they have put signs up to stop people from doing the walk if they are frightened of doing stuff like that. Windy out of them woods. Here we are, Castleroy. So this is part of, it's incorporated into the walk. Now we need to figure out where we go from here. You've all seen Castleroy numerous times, so I'm not taking you over, but there it is. So the path, that's our little marker there, goes along the road here and through back through the woods, back towards the van. It's really windy out here. I have told you about Murdo and Buster sadly having to be put to sleep. Doesn't look like they've replaced them or that they're going to replace them, sadly, because it was a nice little tourist attraction to go and see Murdo and Buster, but they were just old and it was time for them to go.
Just the two of us, but I know I have to try to let her go, because she won't be mine. I listen when she talks, I watch her when she walks. She's giving me these feelings that I've never felt before, but she will never know that I love her so well. She's with somebody else and I will have to let her go. She will never know, na-na, never know, na-na. She will never know, na-na, never know, na-na. She'll never know.
I told a lie. It's actually 3.5 miles, which is 5.5k. So we've got a bit further than we thought. We're on the return route now. We've just gone past the school, and obviously all the school kids use this track, and they've been putting loads of little wooden capercaillie all along the posts. They're well cute. Some of them have deteriorated obviously over time, but some of them are well cute. I like that. That's it's like a good way to get the kids involved in local wildlife. I'm home from our little wander to Nethy and Gladys with Brian. That was a nice little walk. 5.5k it ended up being in total. We got a little bit turned around on the way back, just a little bit went the wrong direction because it looked like the path we were supposed to go on from what we were reading was straight ahead, and it wasn't. We should have gone left, but it's fine. We didn't go very far out of our way before we turned around and went in the right direction. Gladys seems to be running a-okay, so if the weather's good next week and it's not mentally busy up in Scotland, I might go away with him. You want to go away on an adventure? You look well up for an adventure. I came in the caravan and he was fast asleep over in the corner of the bed. I thought I'll just sit down and see how long it takes him. And I think he could smell me before he heard me because I was sniffing, and then he came running over with his tail wagging. Bless him. He's a proper old man. So I'm going to leave this video here. I've been really lucky with the weather again this week on my days off, so hopefully that will continue and I can get away in the van next week, because I think I need to get off site for a little bit. It's going to be hectic this week and I will need to get away. So I'll research where I can go and see what we can do. Yeah, Doug? I like getting away. He's starting to like it a lot more. You good boy. You a good boy. You're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. So I thank you all very, very much for watching, and thank you all so much for the kind comments about Daisy, and not pushing myself and not rushing myself, which I'm not going to do. I realise I've kind of been a little bit off the ball lately with the YouTube videos. My heart's just not been in it, if I've been totally honest. Since I lost Daisy, I've just not been floundering a little bit, so I feel like I'm getting my equilibrium back a bit. So I'll take myself on a little adventure and see if I feel a bit better about it next week. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. See you later.